There are new minimum criteria that have been recommended for management agreements, and these have been written into the RECA rules, but they're, again, not yet finalized, not yet enforced. They decided to go with a minimum criteria rather than instituting a standard form agreement, which I think was the right move.
Yeah, I completely agree because, as everyone basically who's attending this call knows, each corporation is just so different, and also each corporation has different needs.
So we know, for example, that some of these minimum requirements, and just by the way, we'll include these in a follow-up email when following the presentation. But some of them are kind of obvious stuff, like it has to be in writing, it has to be signed by both parties. It has to have both parties' full legal names and a legal description of the property or the address for the property. It has to be dated and include a term. If there's, for example, if it's for 1 year, if it's for 2 years, that has to be specified in the agreement itself. It, of course, will need to detail the services that the condo manager is going to provide, and the various responsibilities of both the manager and the brokerage, as well as the condo corporation. To satisfy privacy legislation in Alberta, it has to include a provision to the effect of how the brokerage is going to manage personal information or confidential information. It needs to, of course, set out the amount of compensation. A lot of managers also charge additional fees for example, provision of documents. So all of those additional fees that you're capable of charging, they're passing off to the corporation or to an individual unit owner. That has to be included. It has to include a provision for terminating the agreement. It has to indicate whether or not the manager or the brokerage will hold any of the corporation's funds on its behalf. The last thing I heard was that they still had not chosen a service provider or service providers. There's probably going to be more than one, maybe up to 4. And they still had not actually formulated the course content or the actual courses themselves. But they do at least have a set list of kind of targeted competencies for condominium manager associates and for condominium manager brokers that are available on the RECA website. You can download these. They're PDFs. I urge you strongly to download these documents yourselves and look them over, and maybe even get a head start on seeing where you're going to need to bone up on, or what areas you're already familiar with.